Hi, this is Kendra with Growing the Spark. I just wanted to share with you my backyard garden. I am a new gardener, so we will be taking a tour of the garden here in the winter. I am in Zone 8B. I am just 25 miles northeast of Seattle in a town called Monroe. The garden is in rough shape. It is the beginning of February. It is wet, muddy. Most things are dead. There's probably some garlic coming up. This garden is only a couple years being worked by me. We moved here at the end of August of 2021, and the people who lived here already had this beautiful garden. Let me show you some of the. So they had already built this beautiful backyard garden with raised beds. And of course, right now it's a bit of a mess, but it's winter. So, it is what it is. We're going to fix that. The first year we moved here, I just let everything go. There were the most massive zucchinis I've ever seen in my life because they got too big. There were raspberries, blueberries, tomatoes, just a lot of herbs, a lot of basics. Since I've been here, I've just kind of built on that and been playing around. So this is the first year that I'm really planning things out, and concentrating on doing things well. I have the habit of over planning. I'm a list maker and an over planner. So generally, I don't do everything well. I just do a little bit of everything and learn. So this year I'm going to try to grow a little bit less and do it a little bit better. So we'll see. But in another video, I will go through and talk about what I'm growing, why I'm growing it, and kind of what's worked. But here in 8B, it is cold and wet. It is starting to rain right now. But we can still start stuff. I already have garlic coming up. There's probably some carrots in there still. I know I have some red onions still. I grew way too many of those last year. But anyway, I'll give you a quick little messy tour of the winter garden before I start cleaning it up. All right, here we go. I eventually want to plant flowers all right here in the front of the garden and try to tier them a little bit with height, make it something pretty. My first bed has strawberries. It has always been strawberries since we moved here, and it's always pretty overgrown. I've had to learn to pull out strawberries in order to get better strawberries. I feel like a strawberry murderer, but you have to take some out in order for them to grow better. Okay, next to our strawberries, there are raspberries. I just noticed. Let's see, look, we're already getting buds on the raspberries. So I really need to trim these up. I left my little grape plant out this year. I hope it's going to be okay. We only had a couple deep freezes this year, and I did cover the bases of the pots. Oh look, there's some rotten potatoes that I never found. I'm sure the animals loved digging at those. But we have these 3 long beds that I like to grow nasturtiums in, and they climb all the way up here and keep a lot of the aphids off of everything, which is fantastic. All of these raised beds were here when we moved in, these metal ones. And I've been growing a mix of things in them ever since. I think we have to take out some of these before we really get going this spring. We really need to cut the mint down. And this rosemary is looking a little sad. So we might either trim it up or maybe move some. But all of this needs to be attended to, cleaned, pulled out. We do it. Oh, look. We have a good 1, 2, 3 rows of carrots. So I need to pull out all the weeds. Clean these up. My garlic is coming up all right. I don't think we have anything. Oh, we have a few garlics in here that need to be helped a little bit. Hopefully nothing came and pulled too many of them out. Maybe some of them are just slow, but definitely need to kind of top these next time. Kale and broccoli are the two that I always feel bad pulling out or moving at the end of a season. Some of them I just let go. They're healthy. So like these I can keep harvesting. Strawberries need to be controlled. They're getting ridiculous. Need to clean up all the stuff off my panel here. Bunching up onions that never stop. But they're good for greens. I like to just cut the tops and throw them in meals for dinner. Some more carrots we got going on. A couple rows of carrots. I need to pull that sucker out. Like I said, I just can't bring myself to call it an end. Can you see? Yeah, the blueberries. Blueberries are already starting to bud. They are so confused. It's not quite the end of winter yet. But these 3 blueberry bushes were here. I had to cover them from the birds. My poor worms. I'm trying to keep the worms warm. I need to check them and rotate all their soil. And on the other side of our entrance here, this is where I did cabbages, kale, broccoli. Let's see what else. We had radishes, tons of red onions. I planted way too many red onions last year. I will not do that again. I actually had corn back here. It did all right. I need to plant more of it together to give it a better chance. But again, I mean, the kale, it just keeps coming. There's still some onions in here. That red Russian kale is obviously dead or done, but that's okay. It's time to pull all this up. I threw a ton of clippings and things on here and covered it at one point. But it's time to clean up this. This is my blackberry bushes. I'm kind of letting them take root in various places and keep some sort of control. But I had so many blackberries off of this last year, and I let the birds have the other side and the top. I had, let's see, it's such a mess out here. Potatoes were all in this middle area. They did really well. I had a few volunteer tomatoes out there too. I really like the small cherry tomatoes. So I had some of those I need to control. We got some more strawberries going crazy, but that's fine. They're easy enough to dig up temporarily. Okay, and this last bed, my peas and beans didn't do very well out here. I think because of all the tree cover, they just weren't getting enough circulation or sun. I probably need to try them over here. They will get a lot more sun, or maybe along that wall. But we will try again. I did greens in this corner, lettuces and spinach. They did really well. They liked that shady area, and the birds really didn't bother them. But I'm hoping to get a lot of this cleaned up this year. I want to kind of make it a nice, relaxing space to hang out. So I will make another video of the cleanup process, and we'll start getting some seeds started. So I just wanted to share some of my garden with you, and the whole reason I wanted to start documenting what I'm doing here in the garden and keeping these videos is so that I can keep myself motivated, so I can learn and not just learn from what I'm doing out here daily, but also from you and others who have been experienced doing this. I'm not expecting perfection. I'm just happy to grow a carrot or, whatever. I'm happy. Whatever we pull out of the garden always surprises me, even if it's not exactly what I planned. I'm happy. So I'm doing this just to kind of do something I enjoy, share with myself and everyone kind of what's working, what's not, tips and tricks I've learned. I just need self-motivation, and while I'm out here, I'm kind of learning what sparks me, what makes me happy, not just in the garden, but it's also a great time to kind of reflect on some of that. So it's a video diary, basically, of what I'm doing during the year in the garden, and also some food for my family. I mean, it's a win-win, right? So I'm hoping that as the year goes on, the garden will get, obviously it's going to green up and become more productive, but it will teach me a lot. So I'm hoping that we do better than last year, but we will definitely learn something. So can't wait. All right, it's starting to rain, so I'm going to bring it back in.